Well, hey, I see Kimberly Mann. I see True Crime Beat. DMGERNANT1 said Las Vegas in the house. Well, guess what? Me and True Crime Beat are going to be in Las Vegas in May. Woo! Woo! So is Pat K. It's going to be big this year. No bitches allowed. Hello, Nene. Nene, guess what? I have the ornament you made me like 3 years ago on the tree. Yes, it is gorgeous. I'll send you a picture. Now, what else is going on? I haven't talked to you guys in forever. Kimberly Mann said she was the last one too, but she's sick. Oh, no. Are you getting that thing going around, that rotavirus they're talking about, where people have a hard time breathing and like they're coughing up all that phlegm? Boy, I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. Minky's here. Nufflin made it. Family by choice. Magoo's got to check her mailbox pretty soon. Oh, gonna pick me up from the airport. Send it to me, baby. Send it to me. Yeah. My email is CLL720. Actually, no, I'm going to be driving in. No, Greg's going to take me and OJ over. We're going to park at the Loves in North Vegas. And if you want to pick us up there, you can. Save us an Uber trip. And we're staying at Trump Tower. We're going to be looking down at all the fools like True Crime Beat, Connie, Pat K, and Angel P. Let's go ahead and tell everybody good afternoon, because we're back. All right, everybody in Oklahoma is pissed, and I mean big time pissed, because this fat little fuck from Stillwater, Oklahoma, with all the connections, all the money, everything, after he raped 2 girls, almost killed one by strangulation, was given just a slap on the wrist. He was convicted to 80 years in jail. That's right, my friends, 80 years. They reduced it down to a juvenile offender. I call this Today in Oklahoma, because you're going to see who all is PO'd about this whole situation. Devil Mitt is back with a quickness, and she's an identical twin, and also an avid Christmas decorator like yours truly. She said, this case here really burns me up. This mother chicken needs to be locked up, and his mom too, in my opinion. Yep. Now we have a whole playlist on this, but let's go ahead and refreshen everyone's memory. Okie High said, my town is irate. I've seen it. I've seen it, girlfriend.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Day.
And I'm Lori Fulbright. Jesse Butler.
By the way, that's the Lori Fulbright I talk about quite a bit, that does all the personal protection classes for women. She does a lot of community activism, but her O-face doesn't look that great. Okay.
Charged as a youthful offender after 2 different girls reported he sexually assaulted them repeatedly and threatened to hurt them if they told.
What?
News on 6's Chloe Abbott is live with more on the case for us. Chloe.
Craig and Lori, we're calling the victims Jane and Sarah. In Jane's victim impact statement, she says she wasn't only abused and strangled by Jesse Butler, but doctors told her she was 30 seconds away from dying when he strangled her.
Damn.
She says even though she survived,
That was said at the hospital. At the hospital. 30 seconds away from dying from strangulation.
the abuse haunts her and she will never be the same.
An affidavit says the first victim, Jane, dated Jesse Butler for about 3 months, starting in January of 2024 when he was 17. She says he repeatedly raped and tried to rape her and would strangle her if she refused.
Oh, nah, dog. Come on, man.
She says she had to get surgery on her neck after being strangled, and her scar will remind her of the violence she suffered for the rest of her life. She says he threatened to kill her and her family if she ever told anyone.
Damn.
Now, if you look at the thumbnail, that's a picture of Jesse and his mom. His mom was in the house when this happened. His mom was in the house. She described it as they were horseplaying. What did his mom do? What did his dad do? What did Jesse do? What did his nasty ass sister do? Who, by the way, should not be teaching girls. When that girl went to the hospital, nothing. Nothing.
Of the violence she suffered for the rest of her life. She says he threatened to kill her and her family if she ever told anyone.
Damn.
Another affidavit says in March of the same year, Butler started dating the second victim, Sarah. The relationship lasted for about 6 months. Sarah said Butler was aggressive and violent, and she went along with his sexual advances in order to avoid being hurt. She says he strangled her when she refused, and Butler even videotaped him strangling her until she passed out, and police found the video on his phone.
And they did. They found the video on his phone. This is not horseplay. This is a violent person that will reoffend. Okay? He will reoffend. He will. If he hasn't already. Now listen, he's not a good-looking dude. Hasn't lost his baby fat. He's actually not even that gifted as an athlete, okay? He might be a walk-on at best at Bacone College, all right? He's not all that in a bag of chips, if you know what I mean. He will reoffend.
Something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside.
Sarah's mother told the judge Butler manipulated Sarah and violated her safety, trust, and innocence. The judge sentenced Butler to be in prison, but if he follows the counseling plan created by the Office of Juvenile Affairs for the next year until he turns 19, he will never go to prison.
Huh?
If he breaks the law before then, he could have to serve some time.
What?
I contacted Butler's attorney, his mother, and the Payne County District Attorney's Office for a statement, and I haven't heard back yet. The judge on this case told me no comment.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Jane's family says the victims were let down by a system that favors the offender over the victim, and the courts need to do better.
All right, Chloe, thank you. Butler will be back in court in December so the judge can see if he is following his requirements.
And I want to say this, and I think it's important. The number one offender type is Caucasian men.
What to do? These situations make women not speak up. These situations make men not speak up. These situations, and I'm saying it in a totally wrong way, make everybody and their dog not speak up. And we already know that in our society, the feminist movement didn't work. We know that the Me Too movement didn't work. Pretty much anything that women do doesn't work. Okay? Doesn't work. You get raped, well, you had it coming. You had on too short of a skirt, maybe. Maybe you flirted with somebody. Maybe you told someone they had a good smelling cologne on. You don't know. And yeah, there are those bitches that can't sit with us that make stuff up. In this case, there is medical evidence of what happened to these girls. It is. And no matter what the state of Oklahoma wants to do and how much people want to complain, nothing can be done about this because the judge already made the ruling. What we need is a grand jury to look into how this went down. Because in the same county, another pervert did the same thing, but guess what he didn't have? Money, connections, and any access to power. Guess where he's going? Up the Illinois River without a paddle. Done. Hell, the police even beat his ass in jail. Fine by me.
Has been following for months now a Stillwater teen who pleaded no contest to 10 rape charges. Jesse Butler walked away with no prison time, and his community is not having it. Steph Manchin listened to protesters who say the justice system has failed again.
No justice, no peace.
We're done. We're done not saying anything. We're done allowing rapists to walk free. We're done seeing the people in charge allowing this to happen.
Countless voices echoed through Stillwater Wednesday, their message loud and clear. About 100 protesters, mostly women, demanding justice in a case that's rocked their community.
No justice, no peace.
Nancy Janae Irving.
Try this, Jesse. Come rape me. See what would happen. And no, I'm not victim blaming because I'm not 16, 17, 18, 15. You know what I'm saying? Come try it with me. Try it with Laura Uli. Try it with Susan. Try it with Devilman. Try it with Nufflin. Try it with a real woman and not a little girl that was flattered by your money that you took advantage of. And I can tell you right now, there was drugs involved in this.
Irving held her sign high. It reads, "No contest, no consequence." For her, this fight is personal.
As a, victim myself, I believe that women have the right to, to stand up for themselves and justice to be served, honestly. And none of these girls are getting the justice that they deserve.
Jesse Butler, a Stillwater teen, pleaded no contest to 10 rape-related charges. His community left in an uproar. Not only for Butler's victims, but for the lack of repercussions.
Butler faced a 78-year prison term that would have been about 10 years behind bars if he served them concurrently. But because of a deal struck between the prosecution and the defense, Butler won't serve any prison time at all.
The plea deal is it's not okay. It's not enough for him. It's not enough. It's a severe trauma that he's inflicted on these women. And for him to get a slap on the wrist, it's not okay. It just tells us that our justice system is so backwards.
For Stillwater native Adeline Smith, the attention on this case is surprising, but the outcome is not.
The DA and the assistant DA have such a history of either not filing charges against survivors or just allowing the rapists to walk free. I know that because I filed my case here when I was 17 and she wouldn't even file my charges. And I see that it's become a pattern and enough is enough. And it's time for us to come together and say something.
No peace! No peace!
It's a pattern Smith and everyone else here hopes ends now. Reporting in Stillwater, Steph Manchin, 2 News, Oklahoma.
Okie doke. So if you have money and connections, you can do whatever you want. However, someone in the same county had a grow lab, and again, they're going to be sent up Illinois River without a paddle. Really? Explain. 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 And that judge is a real piece of shit. Her and her whole family have been on the pulse of Stillwater, Oklahoma and Payne County for many years. Now we're about to get to the outcome of yesterday's hearing.
Time in Payne County, Oklahoma is hitting a boiling point after a local judge and district attorney let an accused rapist walk free with nothing more than, get this, counseling and community service, even though the teenage victims suffered serious physical injuries. Crime correspondent Jason Matera has the infuriating details in this special report.
The judges and DA have put the community in danger. We're not going to stand for it.
Residents of Stillwater.
That's the judge. That's the DA. Now you tell me, what kind of a woman would honestly see all of that medical evidence against Sarah or Jane and decide to give him a juvenile offender sentence? He didn't spray paint the overpass. He didn't steal a candy bar. He didn't take his dad's car out or the neighbor's car out without permission. He almost killed a girl. These are women. These are women. Now, if you see what they have co-signed at the Oklahoma State University, you'll understand how much they hate their own gender. I have a granddaughter coming in February. And I can tell you right now, I'd be hell on earth if this happened to her. These judges are not there to judge. They are there to get their next paycheck, and it's not from the government, okay? And that big bitch in the black robe, she's probably jealous because nobody would want to be with her. You think anybody's going to send her flowers on Valentine's Day? She's nasty. Nasty.
The judges and DA have put the community in danger. We're not going to stand for it.
Residents of Stillwater, Oklahoma are furious, calling out Judge Susan Worthington and the county DA for letting Jesse Butler walk free after he pleaded no contest to 11 charges, including rape and strangulation.
Many parents are worried that he didn't go to jail and that he's able to walk free. The community wants the judge and the DA to step down.
In September,
everyone does. Now, the DA will probably not get reelected, the judge has got to be impeached in Payne County. And I'm hoping J.J. Humphrey, it would be nice if Mark Wayne Mullen would get off a fucking podcast with Clay and Buck and Joey Pags and things like that, and maybe he could step in. The judge has got to be impeached. Got to be impeached. You have one job, and your job is to judge based upon the law and the case evidence. All the evidence was there. That honestly, if the DA was doing her job, could have been attempted murder.
September 2024, two girls at Stillwater High School accused Butler of a vicious sexual assault. One was allegedly dragged and choked so severely that she needed surgery. Police moved in on Butler in March 2025, an arrest that was captured on body cam.
There's a warrant for your arrest. We're going to take you to the jail.
Butler was 17 when he was charged as an adult. He faced up to 78 years in prison. But in August, Judge Worthington accepted a plea deal from prosecutors that reclassified him as a youthful offender. He pleaded no contest and avoided prison time, getting just 150 hours of community service and rehab that ends when he turns 19.
I don't think you need a law degree to say, is it justice for two women who were raped? Now, is that justice 150 hours? I don't see how a judge can rectify that. I want to know why they're letting rapists walk the street. Obviously, there's some sketchy stuff going on there.
To be clear, this guy who basically copped to rape charges with his no contest plea merely has to do community service and counseling until he turns 19, and that's it.
He won't have to register as a sex offender. He won't have to report to anybody. I mean, he's done.
Adeline Smith, a sexual abuse survivor and local activist, says Judge Worthington has a record of letting down victims and fears that as long as judges like her stay on the bench, justice in Stillwater, Oklahoma will keep dying in the courtroom.
She accepts multiple deals from the DA's office that are unjust and unfair to the victims. When a sexual assault survivor does come forward and says their story all over again, and the rapist isn't prosecuted or charged, it makes you feel worthless.
Chris, this Oklahoma community isn't backing down. They want the DA out, they want the judge out, and they're gearing up for another rally at the courthouse this Saturday to protest this outrageous deal. There's even now a push to get leaders to pass legislation that would end plea deals for anyone accused of sex crimes involving minors, because too often these deals are made over the objection of the victim, their family, and it robs them of the justice that they deserve.
Well, Jason, I guess I'm glad to see the community isn't sitting idly by while these kooky judges, hand down laughable sentences to these serious to these serious offenses. I'm a little surprised, though. This is happening in Oklahoma. Really?
Yeah. Chris, I was surprised.
I'm shocked as shit, too, and I live here. I'm shocked as shit. I couldn't believe it.
As well, but the people we spoke to,
when they let people out too early, I'm not shocked. But to give them zero time, yeah, I was shocked.
In Payne County, we spoke to a lot of them. They say the judicial system there has a track record of going soft on these bad actors, especially those who target minors. And they point to a case recently where a public school teacher was convicted of sexting a 13-year-old, yet was out on parole within a year. And while out on parole, got arrested again for sexually assaulting a 16-year-old, as well as arrested for sexual communication with the minor. So parents, they've just had enough. They're fed up. They say no more light sentences for child predators.
This rogue judiciary is failing parents, failing us as a society. I think something ought to be done. If only there was only a place where you could go to get accountability. Oh, yeah, it's called Congress. Correspondent Jason Matera, thank you, sir. Appreciate the reporting.
Girls are worth way more than this. Way more than this. They do not need to feel dirty when boys are in their space, okay? And they certainly, when something horrible has happened, they shouldn't be ignored. Well, my buddy Ron Durbin isn't ignoring it. Woo! Look at this. This is Jesse coming into court yesterday.
Jesse, why did you rape those girls, Jesse? Jesse, why did you rape the girls? You have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? You have anything to say to the victims? Be loud, it's not a violation. Sir, you have anything to say to the victims? You have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape them, Jesse?
And there's his mom with him.
Anything to say to the victims? Be loud, it's not a violation. Sir, you have anything to say to the victims? You have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape them, Jesse? Why did you rape the victims, Jesse? You have anything to say to the victims? Be loud, it's not a violation. Sir, you have anything to say to the victims? You have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape them, Jesse? Why did you rape the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape those girls? Why did you strangle them, Jesse?
To be quite honest, nothing stops crime. Nothing does until you put people away. That's it. Nothing. We have an entire Library of Congress full of laws. Okay? Full of laws. Thank you, Kimberly Mann, for all the Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Let's take a second and say thank you to Kimberly Mann. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Now look at this. This is the new judge, okay? Because the other judge obviously had to recuse herself. So this guy, Michael Colling, there's his phone number, there's his email address. By the way, no reason to bother him because there's nothing he can do. All he's doing is overseeing community service and making sure that Jesse's restitution is paid to Payne County. Wow. Okay. Not much to do there. Okay. Not a lot to oversee, if you want to know the truth, because his mom is paying the bill and she's making sure that Jesse is cleaning up trash and picking up pop cans on the side of the highway in Payne County. That's it. Now let's look at this. This is from yesterday's court hearing. All right, I'm going to go all the way to the beginning. Okay. State of Oklahoma versus Jesse Mack Butler. This was filed in March 4th of 2025. The judge was Jason Reese. I would like to know why that judge suddenly was not the judge and it became that big old fat piece of shit that looks like Shrek in a black robe. Okay. High-powered attorney at Oklahoma City. Not surprised by that. He goes to court March 6th. They put down $25,000, went to prelim in June. Probably got their money back by now because he showed up. And then it goes from that judge to Susan C. Worthington. Okay? She changes it to a youthful offender. He's a juvenile. You know, like the ones that think it's funny to put dog shit on your porch and light it on fire, that type of stuff. But we're talking about rape. We're talking about strangulation. We're talking about a girl that was clusping on to life. Why his mom Jackie Butler didn't get caught, didn't catch a charge, I will never know, except for the Oklahoma State University connections. All right, so we go through all of this. Here's all the counts. Here's all the counts. Here they are. Rape. Rape. Sexual battery. Forcible or oral sodomy. Rape. We got Oregon. Domestic assault and battery by strangulation. Weak ass charge considering what he did. And I mean weak. Another assault and battery by strangulation. The Oregon assault and battery. Then we have violation of protective order and we have sodomy. So we get down all the way. Let's get down. Come on. Let's see. Judge Worthington, the defendant appears in person with attorney Royce Hobbs. The state appears by attorney Alex Sloan. The defendant advises they are charged under their true and correct name. We already know that. The defendant enters a plea of not guilty and requests this matter be set on the misdemeanor docket, May 12th at 10 a.m. to set a prelim because Judge Thomas will have a recusal in this matter. Well, why did Judge Thomas have a recusal? Who knows who? Who knows who? The court advises the defendant that special conditions of bond are the defendant is not to have any contact with the victim. Should say victims in parentheses. Now we'll get down to yesterday. This is what it boils down to, guys. Here's your breaking news. Okay? In the courtroom of Judge Culling, looking over the youthful offender program, even though Jesse's about to turn 19 years old. The state of Oklahoma appears by ADA Debbie Vincent. Defendant appears in person with attorney Derek Chance. Victims appear in person with attorney Jessica Goodwin. Thank you, Jessica, for being there for the girls. The Office of Juvenile Affairs appears through specialist Mark Cristanio. The matter comes on this date for youthful offender review hearing as required by title blah, 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 blah. No one cares. The court received the youthful offender court report and other filings by the Office of Juvenile Affairs. All parties had the opportunity to be heard. Did they, though? Did they? Did they? Who's paid the medical bills? Who? Jesse is currently in compliance with the Youthful Offender Rehabilitation Plan. It is ordered by the court that defendant remains subject to the sentence imposed by the court on August 25th, pending his compliance or non-compliance. What sentence? You go to counseling and you pick up trash? That's all you got? Really? Jurisdiction has previously been extended until defendant's 19th birthday. The matter is set for second youthful offender review hearing on April 24th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. The court additionally orders as follows. Jesse his record will remain unsealed, but all attachments to said report remain sealed because they're gruesome. The restitution receipt filed herein on December 3rd is unsealed, which means his mom paid the whole bill. Here you go. She wrote a check. He's done. He's not paying any more community service fines, nothing like that. The clinical progress report filed on December 4th remains sealed, super duper. And the community service report filed herein on December 5th remains sealed. That means he's not doing shit. And he's not going to stop. He missed 2 call-ins and he's not picking up trash. He's not. Okay? It's insane. Now, this is what happened when he was leaving the courthouse.
Jesse, why did you rape those girls, Jesse? Do you have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape those girls? Are you as dumb as they say you are, Jesse? Is that why you were adjudicated in juvenile? Jesse, why did you rape those girls, Jesse? Do you have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape those girls? Are you as dumb as they say you are, Jesse? Is that why you were adjudicated in juvenile because you're that stupid? Are you that dumb, Jesse? Why did you rape the girls? Jackie, why are you defending your rapist son? Jesse, come on, talk to us. Why'd you rape the girls? Come on, Jackie. Is that why you were adjudicated in juvenile because you're that stupid? Are you that dumb, Jesse? Why'd you rape the girls? Jackie, why are you defending your rapist son? Jesse, come on, talk to us. Why'd you rape the girls? Come on, Jackie. Let him talk.
Okay, that's Ron Durbin in the sweater with the snap hat on. And he's the one following Jackie, going, Jackie, come on. Come on, let him talk. He's a big boy, right?
Why are you defending your rapist son? Jesse, come on, talk to us. Why'd you rape the girls? Come on, Jackie. Let him talk to us. Let him explain why he raped them.
Do you feel bad for being a rapist?
Why'd you rape him?
Do you feel bad for being a rapist, Jesse?
Why'd you rape him? Jesse, why did you rape those girls, Jesse? Do you have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why'd you rape those girls? Are you as dumb as they say you are, Jesse? Is that why you were adjudicated in juvenile because you're that stupid? Are you that dumb, Jesse? Why'd you rape the girls? Jackie, why are you defending your rapist son? Jesse, come on, talk to us. Why'd you rape the girls? Come on, Jackie. Let him talk to us. Let him explain why he raped them.
Do you feel bad for being a rapist?
Why'd you rape him?
Do you feel bad for being a rapist, Jesse?
Why'd you rape him?
Nasty. Okay, and Ron Durbin, he's a totally different enigma, and he's not going to stop. He is going to continue and continue and continue and continue to show up. But guess who's with him? His mom. His mom all the time. Hey, look, I'm a mama too. I'm a mama too. However, my child would not be in this predicament. We would not be running away from people on their phones. He would have had to have served his time, and we would have dealt with it from there. And I certainly wouldn't have been in the next room listening to a horrific event, which is what happened to the second victim, because the first victim didn't get his rocks off. So the next victim, not only did he R her and sodomize her, he strangled her. It's an escalation factor. Jesse won't stop. He's waiting until he is 19, and he'll do whatever he wants to do. He's probably playing PlayStation right now. Seriously, he probably is. He's probably sitting there like Eric Carton right now going, Mom, give me some cheesy poofs. Mom, I need some more V-Bucks. Mom, That's what we're dealing with here. And she knew way before these horrible crimes that there was something wrong with him. He's probably dating right now. He probably is. So his next court hearing is in April, and we will update then. So you all, short show had to be put out there because I want the heat. I want the heat on Jesse's little buns. Okay? Little buns. Baby fat buns. Baby fat Jesse. Baby fat Butler. I want the heat turned up on him. Okay? He's still using social media. All he talks about is video games and stuff. That's all he talks about. Not about the nasty stuff that he's done. All right, you guys. I will be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. You're the absolute best. Again, thank you so much, Kimberly Mann, for putting in all the Crime Lines and Lies memberships. And don't forget, if you're watching the background, you're in good company. Hit the sub and get reminded we're a fun bunch. Love ya.